So what's up? Let's cover this event from Monte Carlo, Monaco, with Golden Gloves Promotions recently putting on a bill there. On the night we had the main event, Ruslan Provodnikov versus Jesus Alvarez Rodriguez. Jesus Alvarez Rodriguez really proved to be as inadequate as his record suggests. When I say record, I don't mean his undefeated record. I mean his previous opponents. He was an expected bum, and Ruslan Provodnikov put him away with the ease in which that matchup was made. And then we have on the other card, where we had a long card full of up and coming guys. I think the most other notable name on that list would be Yuri Kalenga against Roberto Valencio Bolanci. That was a good fight. Bolanci was supposed to fight a few names, and Bolanci actually fought Jürgen Bremer before at the light heavyweight division, but this was a cruiserweight fight between him and Yuri Kalenga. Kalenga actually obliterated Bolanci. If you watch the fight, Bolanci was never really in the fight. He was a come forward, moving your head here and there. He's a dangerous light heavyweight, but at cruiserweight he was just target practice for Yuri Kalenga. Kalenga looked very good in that fight, and there were a few other good fights. The interim WBA World Welterweight title was on the line. David Avancian versus Charlie Navarro. Now coming into that fight, David Avancian was the favorite to win the fight, and he ended up putting a beating on Charlie Navarro, and Charlie Navarro had a bit of an eye injury after the fight. So yeah, it was always going to be a difficult fight for him, and David won the fights for the WBA World Welterweight title, interim World Welterweight title, I should say, and he's going to look to challenge some of the bigger boys of the welterweight division. Hopefully, he can go on now and look to put the pressure on. And it was a 9th round TKO. Sorry if no one picked up the results. It was a 9th round TKO. David Avesian won the fight. On the other side of the card, there was a few unknown names to the general boxing public. There was a winner, Junqui Shao, who's now won the vacant WBA International Super Bantamweight title. So there were some credible titles on the line at this bill. Golden Gloves always puts on a splendid card, but there was a few unknown names on this card. But then the quality of boxing, to have a keen eye on up and coming potentials, is a very fine feat they have. And then as well, the interim WBA World Bantamweight title was on the line, and that was won on a split decision to Kazakhstan's Zanat Zakiyanov. The guy's got a funny name, but anyway, that was one. It was a split decision. So I actually didn't catch that fight, but I know that with it being a split decision was a very well contested fight, and usually if you see split decisions on bills, that was a very good matchup and a very close matchup. So yeah, Golden Gloves look like they put on a very successful tournament at Monte Carlo, Monaco. Hopefully they can work with the likes of Ruslan Provodnikov again, and the likes of David Avancian, and also they've worked in the past with Yuri Kalenga, and that was a very positive sign to see Kalenga pushing through and getting the win. Kalenga's challenged for the world title before, and it'll be nice to see him climb that ladder again. Anyway, I don't know what's next for Jesus Alvarez Rodriguez. It doesn't seem like he's ever going to be, had a seriously padded record. It was almost like a pick-me-up fight for Ruslan Provodnikov. As a spectator, you could never take a guy like Jesus Alvarez Rodriguez seriously. The 14-0, yes, it's 14-0, but if you look at half the guys he's fought, they are complete bums. So was never expecting a good fight there. But as I said, a good pick-me-up fight for Ruslan Provodnikov. And thanks for listening. Please, if you like that, please subscribe. Thanks.